This is take one. My name is Zach Harbus, and this YouTube video is going to be just me talking about my vision, the plan for this YouTube channel, the plan for my Instagram account, the plan for my documentation, and what I believe my future will be. God willing, of course. We can always talk about our future goals and everything like that, but at the end of the day, there is only one person that determines our steps. So that being said, let's jump into it. Before I talk into my future, I'd like to talk a little bit about my past and what actually has gotten me to where I am today. So, grew up in a middle class household, nothing, like I've always had food on the table, but not necessarily rich. I remember going to friends' houses and they've got these insane like console setups, things like that. And I always had in the back of my mind, like, okay, there is another level to this. So for me, everything that I got, my Xbox setup and things like that, it was all self-bought. I've been homeschooled since year 5, so pretty much for me, it's just been whatever I've found that I've enjoyed, I've completely dove into. For me, first it was video games from year 5 to year like 9, whatever that looked like. Year 7, year 9. From the ages of anywhere from 9 to 13. I became competitive in certain video games, so it wasn't like, oh yeah, I just enjoy games all the time. It was spending a lot of time into it, but also at the same time doing what I needed to when it came to education. And then from there, definitely put on a lot of weight in that time period in terms of, okay, you're not as active anymore, you're at home, you're still eating the same food. So I was 225 pounds at 12 years old, overweight, didn't like the way I looked. I was way less social than I should have been, and I let the weight hold me back. Wasn't fulfilling what I should have been at that age as well. From 12, I had a wake-up call. I went to a church event, and it was a night where we were supposed to be worshiping God and spending our focus on Him. And that whole night, all I was doing, I was wearing a tight shirt, tighter than normal, and all I was doing was just pulling out, noticing my man boobs, my love handles, and just focusing on my body. And that night, I had done diets previously to try and lose the weight, but that night I said to God, I'm giving you my health. I'm surrendering it to you. And that was the start of my genuine fitness journey in terms of actually getting healthy. And then within the next 12 months, I lost 100 pounds. I didn't work out. It was just intake, walks, things like that. And then from there, from 13, the first session that I did, I was 14. So it was 2021 in May was my first gym session. It was home workout. I started my first job around that time period as well. It was McDonald's. I was working 40 hours a week, straight into it, earning as much money as I could. 10 AUD an hour, so that's like 6.5, 7 USD. Working 40 hours a week, just trying to save everything that I could, being resourceful, but just spending a lot of my time in the gym, focusing on God and working that job. And then, going to church, things like that. That was a good 8 months or so. And then from McDonald's, we had the opportunity to work at a better place called Woolworths grocery store. And that was much better than Macca's, not as greasy, a better work environment, but still, everyone had a limited mindset, man. Same thing at Macca's. Everyone's like, oh, yeah, 30-year-olds working at, a chain like that. And then going to Woolworths, it was 40, 50, all the way up to like 60-year-olds who are working this job. And it's like you walk in and you say, hey, man, how you doing? And they're like, oh, yeah, same old. Terrible mentality. So I was very grateful to God that He could still shine through me to those people. And I was like, man, I've got breath in my lungs, let me be that light. Let me be that person with enthusiasm. And I worked there for a year and a half, still while working on my fitness and my journey. And then God gave me a really amazing opportunity. I was doing my certs in fitness, so Cert 3 and Cert 4. And there was a guy from Gold Coast that I've been following for a few years, and it was so good. People talk about luck. Luck is when preparation meets opportunity. So for this particular guy, he's like, yo, dude, did you want to do some meal plans for me? $10 a meal plan. I was like, yo, I would love to do that. Let me tell you, I'll do it for free. And if I get good, we can go from there. And he's like, sweet, sent me a video on how to do them. I started doing them. I made banger meal plans. My parents said, bro, he's going to pay you for them. What do you get? Like, just take the money. In my mind, I knew that if I provided value, then it could lead to a bigger opportunity, and it did. So he offered me, after a few months, not a few months, like a few weeks of making meal plans, he's like, yo man, I feel like you'd be a good assistant coach. My business is scaling. What do you think? And I said, yo, I'd love to replace my income with working online compared to in Woolworths. And I took it. I took that opportunity. And within the first 4 weeks of getting that news, I then left Woolworths, left my 9 to 5, so to speak. And it was really cool. I transitioned into just completely working on my business, and I went all in. Just took focus from that work to my own journey, my own business, and then on top of that, doing the assistant coaching, getting some clientele and getting some transformations as well. I missed a little bit. I was working 40 hours a week at Woolworths, the grocery store, building up my social media a little bit for the fitness, like coaching, and then I was working every Saturday with my dad, 10 hours. That's carpet laying, so pretty manual job. I was working at least 60 hours per week in that time period. I was training martial arts 5 times per week, still training 6 days per week in the gym. You can make time for the things that you enjoy. Not even enjoy, but the things that you need to get done. And that period was the closest I've ever gotten to burnout. And then shifting away from Woolworths, I then could put all my focus into the online space. Fast forward a year and a half, I had helped over 100 men lose anywhere from 30 to 200 pounds. And that was very fulfilling. Being able to help as many people as possible, especially through fitness. And that's definitely something that I see in my future as well. Being able to help people take care of the temple, not just get a six-pack, but more importantly, what's behind that, the confidence, the energy, being able to lead their families and truly step into what God's called them to do, whether that's worshiping, whether that's leading, whatever it might be for them, but being that person that needs to be there, having that healthy body that's not failing them every time they try, So that was huge for me. And then from networking, I was in a community of other people scaling their businesses. There was a certain salesperson in there as well who was helping us get better at sales. There was an opportunity. It was pretty cool. This person has a mentor, and that mentor said that guy has a really good, whatever it is, he's got something. In the high tickets, sales space, he has a career, he would do well. And that sparked my interest a little bit. I'm going to admit it, my own coaching business, I was doing assistant coaching. I was getting really good results there. With my own clients, I was getting really good results. I wasn't scaling at the pace that I wanted to. I was stuck. I hit a plateau, and I was at this point where I wasn't earning enough. I would earn, let's say 10K a month, and then I would spend 10K a month on ads. And then I would just break even or earn a few $1,000s per month, and it's not a place that I wanted to be in, where I'm testing new things on ads, going into more debt, whatever it might be, when there are different avenues. So this person who said they saw potential in me, their student who's getting mentored by them, I'm talking to this person, and they mentioned, I'm looking to hire for some people for a team, or I'm gathering a team. They didn't mention that to me saying, I'm going to hire you, but just, I'm looking for people, blah, blah, blah. Me as a fitness coach, I heard that and I thought, okay. I evaluated the situation. I knew the company. It's a startup, so it is relatively risky, but the potential and the upside through the roof. And I made a quick loom. I remember I was in Gold Coast, so I'm currently in Melbourne. That's my home base. Not for long, because we're going to make 50K a month and travel while closing and live that lifestyle, God willing. Retire my parents first, of course. But at that time, I was in Gold Coast, and I took the loom, about 2.5 minutes. I can actually put it in the video. I probably won't. I'll probably just post it as a memory when we are at that 50K a month. And that loom was me saying, yo, I'm not a closer currently. I'm closing for my own offer. However, if you can hire me on this team, I will be the absolute best closer. I will work more than anyone. I will show you that I'm worth, etc. I had no idea how to structure a Loom and say, yo, I've helped this company get to XYZ, you know, I've multiplied revenue by 3x in the past 90 days, whatever. I didn't know how to do that. I just had pure conviction in the fact that I could be the best. So I sent that to her, and she had this, she sent me a message saying, yo, that would be awesome. I think you'd be a good fit. Let's do this. Let's get you booked for an interview. And then from there, got the interview, got the role. Very nice. I felt pretty good about it. But more importantly, I was keen to get the work in. I was going into that not thinking about the money, surprisingly enough. I was thinking of like, oh, you know, I'll scale my business while getting better at sales. I just want more repetitions on these sales calls. I didn't care how much I was getting. It was more about just getting the reps so I could be the best sales rep in my own company. A couple months pass, not even a couple months, I would say 6 weeks, and there's nothing on this side. And I'm like, no calls booked, there's a lot of delays, etc. Like we should have started a couple weeks ago. And I just evaluated my situation, and I thought, you know what? When it comes to this, developing a skill, you need to be all in. You can't be like distracted, right? Think of it like a magnifying lens with the sun. It can, like the sun can burn through like a massive patch if you concentrate it enough. But if you zoom out and you're just like, the sun can heat up a lot, like the earth, but if you concentrate the sun's heat into one position, it can burn through. Same thing when it comes to your career or skill sets. So I sent a message. I remember the start of it sounded like I was going to quit the sales job or role, but it was me stepping away from my actual Lean for Life Academy, the fitness business that I was building. Not 100% stepping away, but not focusing on advertising, not focusing on getting new clientele, just serving the clients that I currently have, and then 100% diving in to sales. And yeah, my manager responded saying, yo, I was kind of scared that you were going to leave. So that was kind of fulfilling to me, like to hear the fact that I'm valued on the team. On the other hand, I know that I'm valued on any team that I would join because I'm relentless, I'm different. I'm not just your average person. I don't want a salary, I want commission in terms of no capped income, no capped potential. I want to be the best. I'm not here to settle for being great. I want to be unstoppable. So from there, a couple of weeks pass, we start getting calls booked. And then eventually, we're at the point now where we're getting at least 4 to 10 calls booked per day. It's just ramped up this week, the most, and it will continue to. Now, where do I see myself? 3 months from now. Like I'm getting reps in, I'm getting significantly better on sales calls, I'm becoming more articulate, I am becoming more present on calls. I'm asking the right questions or better questions than before. I'm challenging people when they need to be challenged. I'm reframing limiting beliefs that have held people back, grown men back for 10, 15, 30 years. So I am improving. Where do I see myself in 3 months? I see myself as the number one closer. Number one closer. How much per month? 20K per month. So 200K cash collected. Maybe less because they might do bonuses. But in my mind, 200K cash collected, that's good. In the past week, by the way, I've collected 26K in cash. So I don't know if that helps. But doing the math, I want to reach 20K a month in the next 3 months. Not I want to, but I will. I'll do whatever it takes. Now, knowing that, that's the 3 month goal, setting the standard, being the number one closer. 6 months, I believe if I do everything in my power, I can do 50 to 100K per month, 100%. I don't want to blame it on the offer, but if the offer doesn't scale, then there might be some gap there. But I have absolute faith that this is going to be the next biggest fitness company in terms of there are multiple coaches, like famous people that you know, guaranteed. that are coming into this offer, and we're basically the funnel helping them get more clients. So this could go, if this goes where I believe it will go, and if the founders and CEOs are as hungry as I am, no disrespect, then I can guarantee that we will scale to an insane amount, and that I will genuinely be the top one closer, hitting 50K per month minimum by the 6K mark. More importantly though, it's not about the 50K per month. I want to get my daddy's dream car. Not I want to, once again, I will. It's a Ford F-150 1956 truck from Expendables. Black, matte black. He turns 44 in a few years, and that's his lucky number, so I want to get it by then. I also want to buy them a house. That's very valuable for me, being able to get them in a home compared to just renting. We've been renting like ever since I was, born, and it's always been a stressor for them. And I think if I can just, you know what, here you go guys, here's a house, that would really, that's why I do a lot of what I do. So having that at the center definitely drives me, but also creating an impact. So that's 6 months from now, 50 to 100K per month. 12 months from now, in the closing space, high ticket closing, I see myself, there's two paths. There's the path of continuing to develop my skill set and hire more mentors, become better, and just continue being a killer closer. On this offer, maybe going to other offers, seeing what the best opportunity is at the time. You guys know, if you're a closer, you're constantly looking for new opportunities. Even if you're on a killer offer, there might be a better one. So, for me, continually looking to be in better places, to continue to be a better person in better places, developing my own skills. But there is that mindset where I think I'm going to be just closing 12 hours a day, 12 to 16 hours a day, probably closer to the 16. You can't keep me away from working. And just setting the standard, 60% to 90% close rate, crushing all my calls. The other side that could potentially happen is I become someone who teaches sales reps how to be better, how to ask the right questions, how to use certain techniques like NLP techniques on prospects to get them over the line, how to break limiting beliefs, and just train the teams for this company. I can see myself in that position. It just depends on which opportunity appeals itself more to me. That's where I see myself 12 months. I don't know how long I'm going to be in the high ticket sales space for. And the ultimate goal is to, like, Lean for Life Academy is my baby, right? Being able to help people take care of their temple and really step into that. And I believe that after developing these skills, after building more capital, after connecting with more people in the space, that I can really hone in on scaling Lean for Life Academy. And I don't see myself at just 100K per month, just 50K per month. I believe that through Lean for Life Academy, I can get into the 10 million months. The $100 million per year is where I see myself. $100 million per year company. I know it's crazy for some people, but it sounds crazy until you make it happen, right? So for me, I just don't see myself giving up. Just taking opportunities that I can, and from there, progressing. So, long-term vision, $100 million per year, more importantly, impact-driven company. Whether or not that does happen, we will see. It's the Lord's will. If He opens a door where I'm a pastor, like, so be it, But for this current season, high ticket closing, developing my skill set to the absolute moon, being the best. I'm not just wanting to be, I do high ticket closing. No, I help transform people's lives through conversations and help them overcome their own beliefs, even when it's difficult. I conversate with people to get them over the line and serve them a product that will serve them. I'm not here to scam people, man. I'm here to actually change their lives. So that's my vision. Ultimately, down the road, there are other tangibles that I could say, oh yeah, I want to live in XYZ place, but the true thing that is on my heart is impact. And right now it's impact through these calls, through helping these people, and through hyping up my team in terms of helping them get better, but also through coaching my clients, losing anywhere from 30 to 200 pounds. In a year, it's going to be continuing down that same trajectory of, okay, making sure that people don't hold themselves back, that people do get over the line and bet on themselves and then make those transformations. And then years down the line, it's going to be once again Lean for Life Academy, helping people not just lose weight, but lose weight for the rest of their life and keep it off. This is Zach Carvis. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you're in a position similar to me and you're on the come up, and maybe you're not, and you just want to watch the come up, subscribe, don't subscribe, comment, don't comment, I don't really mind. This is more of a personal diary in my mind, and I hope to inspire and document the same way that Alex Hormozi documented his journey and continues to. I plan to do the same. So, God bless. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.